welcome back. This is Jay Taft with your weekly sports podcast, Not Just a Game. And this week we have Vederian Lowe. We have a senior lineman for the Fighting Illini football team. And boy, what a crazy season it's been. And I'm really looking forward to catching up with Vederian again. It's been a little while. Vederian, thanks
Mhm.
for joining us. I hope you're healthy and safe and everything's going well right now. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just trying to stay away from this, virus and do everything that I can to, stay playing in the season that, you can never know game get canceled or not.
We are running out of adjectives to explain this kind of season. What kind of adjectives would you throw on it? Crazy, weird, um, unprecedented, of course. What else is there?
Uh, Unreliable. You never know what's going to happen with anything. You can't rely on anything. Any day, anything can change. One day you'll hear a team has a couple positive cases, then over the next few days they have 20 out of the blue. So you never know what can happen with this season.
It's just been like that, and it's not just you guys over in Champaign. I mean,
Mhm,
this is a universal, a global kind of thing.
mhm.
Do you feel lucky? I mean, here you are, you're 5 games in. You had last weekend. Was last weekend your first hiccup? You had the Ohio State game was canceled or postponed.
It was canceled. Yeah, that was the first game that we had gotten canceled this entire season. Yeah.
Do you feel lucky to be to this point?
Yeah, I feel grateful. We had, a small little, not an outbreak at all, but we had a couple contact tracings going on after about the first game. It took
Early,
yeah, it
right?
took out a great yeah, it took out a great amount of players for us. Players that actually played in the games and stuff. And other than that, though, we've been able to contain it down here. And I think, our training staff and everybody who takes care of that has done a great job, with us testing every morning. And, even the players, I feel like the players have also done a great job, just remaining social distancing from everybody, trying to stay within, the football bubble during the season. As
Mhm.
because if you get any type of lackadaisical with this, it could easily just you could easily seep into the facility. So I feel like everybody has been doing a good enough job for us to remain playing.
One little mistake could throw the whole season out of whack.
Yep.
Um, what is it? An empty campus right now?
Yeah. I don't. I think it was there were a few people here before Thanksgiving break,
Mm.
but I know like after Thanksgiving break, I'm pretty sure people haven't came back since viruses like the positive rate on campus has been going up. So yeah, I think it's completely empty on campus. Only online classes. So there's really nobody here.
It's just a different world outside of everything too. I mean, no frat parties to have to avoid this year, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which probably on one hand makes it a little easier. There's just nothing else for you guys to do other than to focus on school and football right now, right?
Mhm. Yeah, most definitely. It kind of, it's a great thing about it because, it allows, you to be serious about the sport and be serious about your craft. And, once you're done with school, you can easily come back to the facility because, you don't have there's nobody else here. There's nothing else to take your time away from the game. So once you're done with your classes and your tutoring and all that stuff, you can come back, watch extra film, get extra recovery, just really dedicate yourself more to the game.
Now, boy, it's crazy. You're a senior now, right? I
Mhm.
know it's probably the third time we brought that up already.
Yeah.
It just seems crazy because it seems like just a couple weeks ago we were doing that big story on your freshman season and how you burst onto the scene. Does
Mhm.
it seem like it's been that long for you? And on that same note, how much have you progressed from that time back when you were that green little freshman to where you are now?
It kind of, in a sense, it does feel like it's been a while, but if you look back on it, it hasn't really been that long. One thing I can say is my time here has flown by. I didn't red shirt at all. I haven't really sat any games. I've only missed 3 or 4 games at max since I've been here. So, I played every game and, I've always looked ahead. I've never looked back. I've never had to miss a significant amount of time. So, it kind of has, taken its time for me to get here. And I guess I have definitely grown as a player in many ways, since the moment I stepped in. First of all, taking football very seriously since, my freshman year, since getting playing time and stuff like that. I've known in order to, be, a top player, in order to just be better, than you were the previous year, you have to invest yourself more into the game. So, I've learned that most definitely since I've came here.
You've come a long ways since your days at Auburn.
Yeah.
And you were paving the way for some serious run games back then,
Mhm.
even back in high school. But give me an idea of what the program has kind of evolved into. I covered about 11 or 12 seasons of the Chicago Bears, most of them with Lovey Smith. So I've got a good idea of his coaching philosophy and just how he works. Tell us real quick in your words, kind of how you think his style is, how it works, how it's kind of worked for you.
Yeah. Coach Smith, he's a, older Southern man. He likes to do things by the book. He wants respect, he wants to be respected, and he wants you to, dedicate yourself to the game. And, Coach Smith philosophy, I think it's a great philosophy if everyone buys in. If everyone buys in, everyone believes in what he believes, and everyone wants to accomplish the same thing that he wants to accomplish, then I think that it works. I think that, over the time proven that over time, given that it proves that it does work, from my freshman year of us, with the 2-10 record, we had a lot of guys who, I don't think was bought into the system, was bought into, everything that he wanted to achieve and everything that he wanted to do. So, every year, certain guys came and certain guys went. And, each year you've seen us getting like better and better, with more guys buying into the system, more guys started to believe, even the guys that, didn't believe at first, changed their ways. And I think that was the thing that, that started to separate us and make us a better football team.
There's been some big program wins since
Mhm.
you've been there recently. And then a little rocky start to this season,
Mhm.
but boy, it sure looks like you guys got the wheels on on the track now. Um, what's the difference now between did you get things turned around a little bit here as you got going? Was the adversity a little much for this group early on? What was it?
Our first game of the year, that wasn't anybody's best performance at all. Wisconsin's a great football team. They came out, they hit us in the mouth and they made us, reevaluate ourselves. They made us
25-7, right?
Yeah, yep. They made us reevaluate ourselves, made us go back and think about, all the key blocks and all the key plays that, everyone missed. So that game was a really big eye opener for us. And then after that, we get hit with our starting quarterback, getting the coronavirus. Him taking out his roommates, which our starting center was in. So that's hit for the O line as well. And then our starting kicker was out, and then we had some other guys get it, and that took out our backup quarterback, and then our third backup quarterback got hurt in the Purdue game, so we had our fourth string quarterback in, and it's just a lot of things started
9-5
happening.
Minnesota game.
Yep, and then
Right.
Minnesota game we had to start our fourth string quarterback, and it's just we tried to do the best we can with what we had and tried to make do, but when you're not at full strength, obviously some things might not go your way, and I feel like that's what it was. We just kind of had or unfortunates after unfortunates happened to us, and then once we started getting our players back, we started Coach Smith told us, hey, we need to win the game in practice this week on this Tuesday, not show up on Saturday and try and play this team and try and beat this team. Like it won't happen if we don't start the week off right and practice hard on Tuesday. So
Preparation. Yeah.
that's what we started doing. We started going harder in practice, and starting on Tuesday, we started to say this is the day that we're going to win the game, and if we practice like we're going to win the game on Tuesday and Saturday, things will happen. So that's what we started doing, and then Rutgers week we had our backup quarterback came back, and we ran the ball really well against Rutgers, and that's what allowed us to win the game. And then
Pretty good defensive
Yep,
game as well.
good defense, yep, and then us being able to run the ball, and
Yep.
then Brandon came back, and Obviously you seen, we were able to, run and pass against Nebraska. We had a full game. The defense played very well, special teams played very well, and the offense played very well. So I think that we're now starting to get the ball rolling. Yep.
Smackdown. That was a smackdown there.
Yeah.
41-23. That must have felt like, here we go. All right. This is like finally. It only took 5 weeks, but it's that kind of year. It's just, you just never know where the curveballs are going to come from in every different direction. Um, wait, before we move on to how you want to finish and what's coming up, and um, you've got Iowa this weekend, and they even have a couple of guys on their line from this region. So I want to talk to you real quick, a couple quick minutes on what's going on with the Rockford region these days. They seem to be producing a lot of big road grinding linemen, both on the offense and defensive side. You got Dean Lowry in the NFL already on the Green Bay Packers. Dan Arnold, who's another Rockford guy, who's a tight end for the Arizona Cardinals, and then you and another handful of bigs in Division One college football.
Mhm.
What are they feeding in our region? What are they feeding you guys? And what do you think that is? Is sometimes that can be cyclic like that, that
Mhm.
it can just happen that a certain region can start getting a certain skill set to really come out polished. Is there
Mhm.
something to that right now?
I just think that, when it comes to a certain region, just producing, the same amount of guys, putting them in college, I just think that it comes from, the development. Obviously, we got a lot of big boys in Rockford. I've played with a lot of big guys. I had a lot of big guys on my high school team, and we have a track record for producing, big name linemen. We're not, a lot of regions are known for skilled players, quarterbacks, receivers or track runners, or anything. But yeah, I just think it comes from the development, and I just think that we develop great linemen, and that we're good enough to play at the second level. To show what we have. We have the size. We have the skill, and that's just transcending in an upward motion. So I just think that's good for us.
It's crazy. It is kind of a mindset thing. I mean,
Mm.
people wouldn't think, you know, how do you get a big offensive or
Yeah.
defensive lineman? But it is almost a community mindset kind of thing that it can grow from as well. I wonder how many bigs we're going to have in the NFL here in a few years. I can't wait to
Yeah.
start adding up that list as well. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, right, Vederian? Let's finish off this season. And give me your take on Iowa this week. This is a big week for you guys. I mean, every week is a rivalry week in the Big Ten, but
Hmm.
this is a big game these days. This is kind of a team that's been right there, maybe a little bit of a thorn here of late. Talk about Iowa real quick, then Northwestern, and just what is it going to take to make this season a success for you right now?
Yeah, like I said, we have Iowa this week, and you know what you're gonna get from Iowa. Those guys are gonna play hard. They're gonna play physical. They're gonna play strong. So you're gonna have to bring the intensity. And Coach Smith, he brought it up this earlier this week in the team meeting. The only way we're gonna beat these guys is if we bring the intensity to them. We come out, we start fast, we play strong, and we execute. You know, 2 years ago. He brought up 2 years ago how 2 years ago that might have been the worst game that I've ever been a part of. The 6-3-0 game, and Coach Smith was not shy at all about reminding us of that game and showing us clips of how we lost that game.
Hmm.
To show us what we don't need to do. And then he showed us last year's game of how we came out and we started better and we played more physical and we brought the intensity to the game and we played strong and we executed some plays even though it didn't go our way. We turned it around from the year before. And he said that, this is a team that needs to come out Saturday. And this is a team that needs to start fast and execute. And if we do those things, we can beat these guys. Like I said, this is going to be a very tough game. I don't expect it to be, I don't expect it to go as our last game did or anything. Like these guys are going to play hard. They're coming off of a nice win against Nebraska. So they're gonna, they're feeling good. They're gonna play hard. So yeah, I'm just ready for this week. I know it's gonna be a battle.
It's a big one.
Hmm.
Every week's a big one, especially in kind of a short and weird kind of season like this.
Yeah.
Last year, mainly left tackle. Have you moved around at all this year?
No, I have not. Still
Okay.
left. Tackle. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Got to protect that blind side.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep. Yeah.
Vidarian, has it been a fun season? Have you had some fun? Found a way to have some fun with this a little bit?
I don't know. Like I said, you can't really. I don't know. I haven't been able to really take my foot, off the pedal a little bit, if that makes sense in a way.
Yes.
You always have to be, ready for anything, because anything coming your way. Once you think things are going okay, okay, yeah, we just started winning games and whatnot. Okay, now, somebody could be out with contact tracing. Somebody's, brother or somebody's roommate that they live with could, gotten the virus, and now that knocks them out for a week or 2 weeks or however long. You can't, you have to be ready for anything. And this week is just like, you take a deep breath if you make it to the next game and you're able to play. You kind of, sigh like, "Whew, okay, yeah, we got that one down. All right, let's see if we can make it to the next one." Because at any given moment, you see with Minnesota how their outbreak just started, and I just was watching them on TV the other week, and that now they're not able to play. I don't know if they'll be able to play, the rest of the season with all the positive cases they have. So I don't think I've been able to, just relax a little bit.
Oh, I know. You're always looking over your shoulder. What's coming next?
Yeah.
And no fans, right? I mean, what's that been like? Has that been taking an adjustment?
You know, I kind of was thinking about it a lot, before the Wisconsin game. That'd be the first game I played in, with no fans. So I thought about it a lot, and I'm like, how is this gonna work? Usually after about, the first snap, you kind of really zone them out. You kind of really don't never hear them until like third down, when they want the defense to get a stop or anything. So, I kind of zone them out. But it hasn't really been that big of a factor or adjustment, like I thought it would be. It's just you get so invested into the game. If you're really a competitor, you get so invested into the game. You're thinking about what you have to do. You're thinking about trying to execute your plays and execute your technique, and beat the guy across from you. So it hasn't really been that big of an adjustment.
I've heard that a lot from you guys. You're at that top level there, anyways. It's a lot of for the preparation. It comes down to getting you
Mhm.
hyped and getting you ready for
Yeah,
it. But then once things get going, you guys are kind of you
yeah,
put the
yeah.
blinders on. There's not a whole lot else going on in your head other than your job for that play, right?
Yep, yep, yep. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Vederian Lowe, left tackle, Fighting Illini. Do you know what you're going to be doing? You guys, I mean, this season isn't really counting
Mhm.
against your eligibility. What does that mean for you? How do you take that?
Yeah, yeah, like I said, like you can put it, it's a free year basically. A lot of people had the choice to, decide to play this year or not. And, I think that was a very fair thing that they did, allowing people to, allowing this to be a kind of a free season in a way. And, I think it benefits, a lot of people. It's going to help more people in their development. It's going to help more people, decide to, either take their time on whether they want to, stay in college for the next year, or
Right.
declare or transfer to another school, or I feel like it's able to benefit a lot of people. It's able to help a lot of people in many ways. So yeah,
What about Vederian Lowe?
yeah. I feel like it's helped me, gauge my development. How
Mhm.
far I've came, and I'm taking it a game at a time. And
Sure.
at the end of the season, I'm going to decide what I want to do then. But like I said, week after week, I'm able to just look at the games, see what I got going in front of me. And this week I have Iowa, so I'm not really thinking about anything too far ahead. No.
Of course, but you have options. I mean, that's what this season it's been so maddening.
Hmm.
But I think that was just such a plus that the NCAA did for you guys to kind of give you that option
Yeah.
to come back if you want, and it really may open some doors.
Yeah. Most
Um,
definitely.
But I know your focus is what is today? Wednesday? Your focus
Yeah.
is Thursday. You're not worrying
Yeah.
about 2021 or whatever else. I get you. I get you. Vederian Lowe, this has been great. I want to keep catching up with you. I know you've only got a couple more games.
Mhm.
Um, so I'll leave you alone for a while and then I'll bug you again after that. Okay.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
Hey, good luck. Finish strong. And any message for your peeps back in Rockford? Do you talk to much of the old boys back there from Auburn or anything anymore?
Oh yeah, I always try to see, what the guys got going on. Like I said, I'm pretty much wired in. I'm always, thinking about football. Very invested into this season. But every once in a while, I like to check in with the guys to see what they have going on.
You have to. Keeps
Yeah,
you down to earth.
yeah,
I
yeah.
hear you. Thank you, Vidarian. Stay strong, stay healthy, and let's
Thank
catch
you.
up again soon, okay?
All right, most definitely. Appreciate you for having me.